So I think in LaFe, we've always had really great conferences. And we have always focused on training them for the mission. But what I did feel was lacking is the fact that students will come to a conference, they'll have like a mountain high experience, right? They'll get really excited, and then they leave the conference, and sometimes they don't do anything with it. I think we need to start seeing our conferences, and all of our conferences, not just our ethnic-specific conferences, as launching pads for ministry. So I set up shop at the Urbana Lounge, the Latino Lounge, and I just put up a little sign, right, in the back that said, "Hey, I'm Abner, National Planting Coordinator for LaFe. And if you want to get one-on-one coaching, training, consultations on what it means for you to plant a LaFe ministry on your campus, sign up." And to my surprise, in the first day, I had about 17 or 18 signups. So I'm like, well, it sounds like a good idea. Why don't we see if we can make it bigger? We got an all-Latino student conference happening. Let's see what we could do with it. And I think we did about 40 consultations at the conference. And then I did consultations on the back end with students online, which I think is probably the most important piece of what we're doing at this point. I'm not talking right here about like 50 hours of your job, right? But literally what I'm talking about is probably 2 hours every 2 weeks of one-on-one consultations with students online. I do Skyping or Google Hangouts. So this is, my computer in my office is basically my mission control for what happens in LaFe planting nationally. There have been students that have come to faith all around the country that I don't personally know, but I know the people who brought them to faith. There was a student that I consulted at Urbana 12, and it was like a 1-hour meeting. I had no idea what she did with it, right? I don't think she left me her contact info or anything. And I didn't count that. I was like, okay, Lord, you know what happened. And then all of a sudden, I see her a year later at LaFe 13 in Tampa. And she's like, "Abner, do you remember me? These are my 2 friends. They're new to LaFe. I planted the LaFe ministry that you coached me to do last year." And seriously, man, it was just like one of those situations, like one of those times when you're on staff and you're like, "Lord, I don't know what I did with that time. Only you know where it went." And then all of a sudden, a year later, here comes a student with 2 of her friends that weren't in Bible study the year before, and all of a sudden, all of them are at LaFe 13. Now, I look at that and I say, man, God is doing something in the community, right? And that these students are excited about what God is doing in InterVarsity, and what they need is coaching, and they need people to come alongside them and say, "Hey, man, I believe in you. Let me show you how to do this thing." That's why we're here, right? Like that's why I do what I do.